But we are here to talk about e-commerce and how companies interact one with the other through machines without the human interaction. And it's getting to speed. More and more people using machines to talk to one to each other. Actually, at Santander Bank, what we see is that humans, they don't want to talk to humans anymore for any financial product. They would like to be using machines, laptops, computers, desktops, mobile phones. The problem on the SMEs world is the trust. How on the one side of the world I'm going to interact with somebody on the other side, and I'm going to sell, and I'm going to trust. And more what we have seen is that with globalization and technology, people with a mobile phone can do a call from here in Rio to Shanghai and talk on face-to-face. In 30 hours, you pick up a plane in Rio, you are in Shanghai. That's not imaginable 30 years before. So more and more people are getting connected, but still the B2C on e-commerce is flying, but the B2B is growing, is not skyrocketed as the B2C. So how can we bring trust for these e-commerce platforms? How can we bring financial tools to make it easier for SMEs to interact and to do international trade? So what we brought here is it's a little bit of examples of how can we help the SMEs to do this kind of business. If you look into the letters of credit, which is a very common instrument, they have been diminishing around the globe if you look into the SWIFT messaging. Why? Because the trust component, people are getting connected easily with technology, so these letters of credit has been falling. Mainly in Europe and in the States. Whenever you're looking to emerging markets, it's still growing. Emerging markets are more risky, are less certain, so people still use a lot letters of credit. So what we have been doing, and I believe it's a trend on the market, is to use the letters of credit in terms of a supply chain finance instrument. What does it mean? It means that banks can give, it's not a trust component, but a credit component. We can extend the tenors of the letters of credit for the importer and discount the letter of credit on the other end to the exporter. So you are providing tenor and credit capacity for SMEs for them to pay an import with 180 days instead of paying 30% at the invoice and 70% on the shipment. So if you do the letter of credit with more tenor to pay, you give them working capital solution. That's what we call the supply chain finance. So this is one of the biggest instruments that can be used on a marketplace, on an e-commerce. The problem is that that's not digital yet. This is still the invoices, the shipment, the bills of lading, they are still not documents which are digital. So the big difficulty in the future to make all the portals and all the marketplaces with financial tools is that you must digitalize what is not yet digital. So what we have been doing is we have been working with IBM, and it's actually in Brazil, it's ready, that you can pick up a letter of credit on handwriting. The system would read and it would input all the data into our systems directly. So this is the first step into the digitalizations of letters of credit, which is still something that everybody's looking to do, and it's still crawling. So this is a big trend for the future that we see.
Every small business, no matter where they are in the world, has a story. This story could be about the business's core values, why they started a company, or just something really touching about it. Today I'm going to share my story because I'm a small business owner myself. So I started Zeddy. It's a clothing line. As you can see, we make really beautiful clothes in Accra, Ghana. And when I started my business, I had quite a number of challenges. You see, the market is really saturated all over the world. I don't think it's just Ghana. So when I was starting, I didn't really have a lot of money. I didn't know a lot of international prospects because I was really new. And there was also one very important thing. I have scoliosis, which is a curvature of the spine. So it was a challenge to work. So upon all my research, I realized that there was one thing that set me apart and that would make me successful, and that was the internet. Now, the internet is available all over the world, and I decided to take advantage of it. So by using e-commerce, I didn't have to pay for a physical store, and I was broke at the time, so that was just perfect for me. So that was that, and the e-commerce also helped me get international prospects, because with a website, anyone from anywhere in the world could see your product and buy it. So I didn't really have to know anyone overseas to have international customers. So that was just amazing for me. And the most important thing too was, because I had scoliosis, I could work from home. I could literally be on a couch in Accra and uploading my products on my website, and everything would move on smoothly. Now, another thing that sets me apart was the use of social media. Now, digital trade has so many different aspects that can come together and make any brand a force to reckon with, and social media was one of it. And in no time at all, my business was making sales locally and also internationally. And this meant a lot for me, because I always dreamt of having a brand that could sell all over the world, and that would be a global household name. That was a big dream for me. And with the use of e-commerce, I was able to put my products online, and I was selling in so many countries. I even had consignments that were sent to stores in the UK, the US, Israel, Netherlands, lots of other countries. And this was something I never thought could happen, but it did.